Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, July 1st. I'm back. I'm doing kind of a 2 or 3-parter here. My last video was about the current state of the WWE and what I feel has been going on behind the scenes, especially with what we've been witnessing, you know, kind of the craziness that's been going on with creative direction, you know, superstars being unhappy, things that we fans have probably been unhappy with and confused about. I talked about that in part 1. If you haven't seen part 1 of this of these videos, go check it out. I uploaded it, but I believe yesterday or day before yesterday. But this video, part 2, I would like to talk about a certain person who was announced that they would have creative control over Monday Night Raw. And I'm glad I'm doing this video right now because today is Monday. It's Monday morning. So maybe tonight on Monday Night Raw, we will actually see this person fill this position, or they will give us more news on this person filling this position. And that person is Paul Heyman. If you don't know, Paul Heyman will have creative control over Monday Night Raw. Me, as a wrestling fan, that is awesome news, and I feel that this is something that everyone should be excited about. And in this video, I'm going to hopefully give you a reason to be excited. If you're kind of new to wrestling, I would say over the past, you know, few years or so, you probably just see Paul Heyman as Brock Lesnar's advocate. That's his on-air personality. That's what he's been doing for a while now. But let me tell you, this man is so much more than that. So much more than that. A little history about myself. I'm going to have a little story time with you. You know, this is, you know, what I like to call my Paul Heyman experience, okay? So, way back in the day, I would say maybe 1997, maybe 1998, I was in my late teens. My parents had let me go out with my then girlfriend. Went out on a little date. It was a Friday night. You know, after the date, you know, went our separate ways. We dropped her off at home. You know, I came back to my home. I'm thinking to myself, you know, it's you know, getting late on a Friday night. It's almost midnight. There's nothing going to be on TV. I'm just going to, you know, maybe talk on the phone to her till I go to bed. So I'm flipping through the stations. I'm in the living room, sitting on the couch, flipping through the channels. And I notice, oh, there's a wrestling show on that I never seen before, a wrestling show on a Friday night. I'm like, what is this? So, of course, me being a wrestling fan, you know, I put the remote down and I'm glued to the television and I'm watching. And what I'm seeing on television, it doesn't look like, you know, something major. So, you know, I'm thinking like, oh, you know, this is some indie company, you know, it's, you know, something that's, you know, new, up and coming, you know. But what I saw and what I watched was something I've never seen in wrestling before. So as I'm sitting down watching this program, I witnessed these guys, these two guys. Obviously, they're a tag team. They're wearing overalls and thick glasses, right? They're in the ring with a smaller guy who's wearing overalls and thick glasses. And they're beating the crap out of this little dude, right? The smaller guy. They're beating the crap out of him. The biggest guy picks up, military presses the little guy over his head. And the little guy is, you know, he's wearing a crimson mask. He's bloody. And he just freaking launches him into the audience. I never seen anything like this. and the people in the crowd is passing the little guy around like it's some kind of demented crowd surfing kind of thing. I'm like, what is this? Is this legal? What am I watching? Am I supposed to be watching this? The program, like I said, it doesn't look like it's a professional thing. It looked like something that's pirated. It looked like something that interrupted the communication on television. So I'm watching this, and I'm thinking any second, like, okay, any second now, this show is going to get pulled off the air, and it's going to return to, its regularly scheduled program. Because like I said, I've never seen anything like this on a Friday night. So I'm looking, I'm like, I'm the whole time, I'm like, what is this? What is this? Like, and all of a sudden, this announcer guy, sharp dressed dude wearing glasses, he says, "This is ECW." I'm like, ECW? And I'm looking at the banner and I'm like, Extreme Championship Wrestling. What is this? I'm intrigued. I cannot get off of the couch. I gotta see this through. Yes, I've been watching wrestling all, majority of my life. WCW, WWF. But I've never seen anything like this. And I've seen some hardcore matches, don't get me wrong. But I'm seeing people hitting the head with kendo sticks, and this guy named New Jack, he brings out a trash can with a whole bunch of stuff in it. He pulled a Nintendo out of a trash can and hit somebody in the head with it. A Nintendo. I'm saying all that to say this. The creative mind behind that was Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was the mastermind of a wrestling company that changed the game. Gave us, well, I can speak for myself, gave me something that I'd never seen before. And I know I'm not the only one. And this was on television. This was the only wrestling show on television like this. So don't think Paul Heyman is just a manager or an advocate, as he says, for Brock Lesnar, because this man have put together some of the most intriguing television. His creative ideas have done wonders for the world of professional wrestling. He made major companies, and yes, I'm going to say it, even WWF, look at themselves and like, they're doing something that we probably should be doing too. Paul Heyman, ECW closed its doors a long time ago. I would love to pick his brain. I would love to see what kind of ideas that he wants to inject into the world of professional wrestling today. And we may be getting that soon. Maybe starting tonight. I doubt it, but maybe starting tonight. But once again, Paul Heyman has creative control over Monday Night Raw. Now, I'm sure still Vince McMahon is going to have the final say in how things go and how things run with, storylines and such. But Paul Heyman is going to be able to inject ideas into Monday Night Raw's programming. And that is major news. Major news. And I feel that is going to be an awesome thing. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I don't know if Paul Heyman is going to be an on-air personality. I'm pretty sure he's still going to be Brock Lesnar's advocate. We're going to still see him on television. I don't know if he's going to have some kind of general manager role. I hope not. But, out of all these years, he haven't ran, his own wrestling promotion like he did with ECW back in the day. I cannot wait to see all the ideas that he probably have just piled up over the years. And I hope it comes to Monday Night Raw, and I hope we see those ideas. Because I'm telling you, man, Paul Heyman, he's a mastermind. This is a good thing. I'm sure it will be. WWE needs changes. Paul Heyman is going to be the one to bring on those changes. I trust great things are to come. There's going to be a part 3. And in part 3, I'm going to talk about another man who was announced who has creative control over SmackDown Live. See you then. See you next time, y'all.